Hello, everybody. You are now listening to the Overflow Podcast with Jay and Joaquin.
Welcome to this week's episode of the Overflow Podcast. I am sorry right off the rip. We got to let you know, if you're not into comic books or comic book movies, Yenny, I'm sorry. Just change the channel, go somewhere else. If you want to geek out with us, do it. Maybe somewhere near the end of the video. Like always, we'll throw some Jesus in because that's what we do. Might talk about idolatry for a minute, right? And repent. But as always, this is Joaquin and
I'm Jay.
And we are here to talk excitement. We are super duper hyped. This is probably the hypest we've ever been in our lives. Beyond girlfriend, marriage, salvation. No, I'm just kidding. No, salvation is still pretty number one. But all this other stuff, I repent. Forgive me. Yo, we got to do this. But before we start off, Jay had some news he wanted to share, so we could try to get all you prayer people up. What was that, Jay?
So for all our prayer people, the world over, right? Because I can honestly, all jokes aside, we can say that we have listeners basically the world over, and we're thankful and grateful for all of you. So with that being said, I want to call on all of you because I received news today that my old pastor, when I lived in New York, his son, who's like a little brother to me, like seriously, he's like a little brother to me, got admitted to the hospital today for COVID, for complications. His oxygen levels were at 40%. And they were actually surprised that he was not only alive, but like walking and interacting. Right now he's on oxygen, and they're gonna give him, if you're in the States, then you know that Trump has just been talking about a certain plasma that helps. So he'll be one of those people to receive those, because since he's awake and since he's like walking and standing, his body's obviously fighting, and he's also fighting it. So they had not put him on a ventilator, and they decided to go against putting him on a medically induced coma. So praise God for that, because we have all heard and read that people that get placed on a ventilator and a medically induced coma for COVID don't make it. Right.
Chances those people that have come back have been very, 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 very low.
Right. So God is already working, at least in that. So he's married. He's got 2 kids. So just his name is Obed. Right. So if we can all just get everybody activated and start praying for him, praying for his complete healing, praying for his wife, his kids. Right. That would be amazing. It would be amazing for me to be able to come like next week and say he's out of the hospital, he's good, right. Miraculous change. He didn't even need the plasma or anything, just boom, prayer did it, right? So thanks ahead of time for praying for Obed, or as we call him, Obi, or as I call him, Cinnamon Roll. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. So I call him Cinnamon Roll because he's big. So he would call me Cinnamon Stick because I'm just kidding.
All right, so let's remember Obed in prayer, and just work that just pray that God will work and do what God tends to do, or what he wants to do. It's it's a tough situation.
Yeah.
So let's get that done, and remember, people. And I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna keep saying it. Look after your health. Look after your health, and do the things you need to do. It's been it's been kind of the thing I keep talking about, right? Make sure you're taking your vitamin C's, your zinc, your
walks,
vitamin D. Go for walks, stand up more. If you work at home, try to, I've started standing up. I'll stand up. I'm at work for 10 hours, and about 9, 8 and a half to 9 of those hours, I'm standing up. I'm not sitting down. I'm keeping my body just moving.
Right, and that's also the reason why, now that I'm a homeschooling dad, I take the kids out. Well, we exercise in the morning,
right?
And then I take them outside for a devotional walk. I mean, I could easily just do the devotional at home,
right.
at the table, but it's better to just
take
them outside. We go for that walk. We talk about God's creation. We sit down in the grass and we read the devotional together. It's very important because they're
important, and
walking, so.
And if you're overweight, look, go get help. Start looking at ways to lose that weight, whether it's, I don't care how you do it. I'm a big fan of the ketogenic diet. Big fan of the carnivore diet because that's kind of what I'm on right now. But I know that's extreme. That's extreme. Carnivore diet is extreme, right? But a ketogenic diet, where you start cutting out your processed food, you start cutting out all those carbs that really aren't doing you any good. So
right, you can just
let's
you can start it off slow, start it off low carb, and then go full keto, and then level up to the intermittent fasting, right? Things like that. So, which is what.
Yeah, I did 48 hours. I just finished 48 hours yesterday at 6 o'clock. Felt good. I did about, probably 16, 17, 18 hours today.
Dude,
you used to it. You feel good. I was down to 226 this morning. Woo woo!
Noise.
So
I'm doing it now.
So anyway,
Magda has locked the kitchen down at 5 o'clock.
Yeah. So
all I have in here is black coffee.
Yeah. I do black coffee with cream, with heavy cream on my just because for the extra fat on my
that's what I
drink normally. But when I do
oh, I'm disappearing.
Oh no. When I do my fasting, I just do black coffee. So yeah.
Anyway, so let's get into it. So
that's it. Anyway, we're done. So now this weekend,
pray for Obi. Right?
Pray for Obi. Yeah.
Hashtag pray for Obi. So yesterday was the long-awaited DC FANDOME. DC's response to the cancellation of Comic-Con due to COVID. COVID sucks. Right? COVID sucks.
Unless you're me and I got it and I still lost weight. So for me,
even if you don't catch it, right, you're still affected, right? We're all affected. Whether we catch it or not, we caught it, right? We're affected.
Yep.
COVID sucks. But one highlight is the fact that, they had to cancel the San Diego Comic-Con, which
is the biggest Comic-Con in the world.
Right. And to guys like us, we're sad, but we're also super happy, right? Because we could never make it to Comic-Con, to San Diego Comic-Con. Like, unless somebody else bought us tickets or we were invited by someone, we could never make it because the tickets sell out super fast, super early. So we were waiting for Comic-Con.
And you gotta fly to California, you know me.
So we would have to wait for Comic-Con for the Funko, for the pop announcements, right? So we can know which Funko Pops we're going to be getting, which, by the way, no Comic-Con made it harder this time for me to get the Cyborg Superman and the Black Lightning. Like, it made it so hard. Anyway, even having someone on the inside, it didn't help. But and the movie trailers and all that stuff, we would have to wait for them to drop in order for us to watch them and talk about them, right? But because of that, DC Comics decided to do their own virtual Comic-Con for free.
And for all these, and for their DC properties for what's coming in 2021.
For everything.
Right, for
all of Warner Brothers, DC, everything. So comics, books, TV, movies,
animated movies, right?
Like everything. So Unfortunately for Joaquin, he couldn't do what I did, which was plant myself right here in front of the computer for the full whatever hours it was, and just geek out.
That was like 12 hours.
Yeah, I was here. I was here. I would get up. I got up when Daughtry performed to eat, and I got up.
Speaking of, did you notice? Because I saw a picture. Did you notice that he had a Deadpool behind him with a cowl on?
Yes, I did.
And had the Batman belt.
I did. I saw that. I ran downstairs and I put it on the TV so that Mike could see it.
So I couldn't do it.
I here, yeah. Joaquin had to be a good boyfriend. Man.
Yeah.
Right, he had to be a good boyfriend. You know, props, respect. But lucky for him, his best friend was here, planted, and I was giving him the play-by-play.
Right, the girlfriend was like, what? Who keeps texting you? And I'm like, Jay. She's like, why? I'm like, he's talking about comic book stuff. But so that's kind of so we can.
That's funny, right? Because Magda was bringing me food, so she came and she brought me lunch. She brought me water. She brought me coffee. Right? And all the time she's like, "What's going on now?" Because she had the kids downstairs, so they won't interrupt me. I was like, "Oh, this is happening. This is happening." And she would always ask me, "Are you texting Kenito? Are you texting Kenito?" I was like, "Hello, it's the only person I'm texting right now."
Yo, so
sending all the links and all the everything. So as you can tell, we're super excited. This is the official Overflow Podcast DC FANDOME review.
Geek out. Oh, yeah.
And that's the Hall of Justice behind me, because it's the Hall of Justice.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that. So, all right, so we're gonna. All right, so here's the thing. Like, we're gonna talk about real quick about the two games that got announced. Because Jay's more. I mean, I saw the trailers. Dope, super dope. I don't play video games like that anymore, so for me, that's not what I'm more excited about than anything. So we're gonna mention them because the trailers were freaking awesome. So you had Gotham Knights.
Gotham Knights because it was dope, because Gotham Knights came out and they killed Batman.
Right.
Right. So those of us that have played the Arkham games, when we've heard that they were working on a new Batman game, right? Dude, I got excited. And then the trailer comes on, and the first thing that they tell you is, "Oh, Batman's dead."
Batman's dead. Commissioner Gordon's dead.
Right.
And
Batgirl is the new commissioner.
Bruce Wayne. Was that?
Batgirl's the new commissioner.
Batgirl's the new. No, is she the new commissioner? So who was the Batgirl in the game?
Ooh, no, she's the new commissioner, but she's also, she got the thing, so she's gonna be Batgirl. And
oh, okay, so. Right, so the point is in the game, right? Bruce sends a video to his Bat family.
To the Bat family.
Telling them, like, look, the Batcave's been destroyed. If you're getting this, I'm dead. It's up to you to protect Gotham. And so it shows, Batgirl getting that message. It shows Red Hood getting that message. It shows Nightwing getting that message. And it showed Robin. I think it was Tim Drake's Robin, though, right?
No, that's
supposed to be Damian.
That's Damian. That's Damian. Like, they didn't. That's one thing that Junior and I noticed. That they didn't bring in Red Robin.
Okay, so I was confused because Damian uses swords.
Right, but
he had the staff
that has the cloaking.
Okay.
Right. So when I saw that he had that cloaking and he turned invisible, I was like, oh, so that's Damian. He's grown up.
So then the game is you're playing at, I guess, at certain points during the game you'll play each character.
Or you can play as one and then the other ones come in as support in certain parts of the story. But it was dope.
Yeah.
Next game
was Suicide Squad
kills the
Justice League. Now here they didn't really show much gameplay, but they set up the story, right? It's Brainiac is attacking Earth. Earth is fighting against Brainiac, and the Suicide Squad they're supposed to be fighting. They're supposed to be going on a mission, which is to assassinate
an alpha enemy.
Alpha enemy, right?
That's what Wallace said.
Really, what you see him though is you just see him sitting down, screwing around, not doing anything.
Right.
And so you have Harley, you got King Shark.
Harley, who in the game is also voiced by Margot Robbie. So she's just Harley forever, right? She's just Harley Quinn.
You got
Harley, King Shark, you got Deadshot and Boomerang. They were just chilling.
They're just hanging out
and then
not doing anything.
They were killing the Brainiac robots, and then the reveal.
So they
was Superman.
It was Superman. Superman. And then the best part was when they're like, we don't even know who this Alpha. And then they look and they see Superman's eyes are like red.
Not even when Superman first showed up, like the awe and respect. It's Superman. He just saved that helicopter. And they was like, oh, snap.
Right, because he kills the pilot. They're like, he saved the helicopter pilot. And he looks at him. They're like, oh.
Right? It was dope. They just saw the ashes flying away.
So look, that was good. So be on look. If you like and I have the Arkham games. I played the first one a little bit.
I played them all. I own them all and I played them all.
So be on the lookout. The games look great. Yeah,
fantastic. So you're a video game guy and you're an Arkham fan and you've been waiting for this. There you go. This is for you.
There's nothing we could tell you.
And for me.
All right, so there's 3 movies that we got to mention in passing because there wasn't a whole lot on them, but they were brought up as in coming soon. They're being worked on right now. 3 movies that, honestly, I'm excited about. So let's start with
Flashpoint.
So they confirmed they're doing some version of Flashpoint.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
In that they've confirmed, it was confirmed last week that Michael Keaton. I was going with Michael Keaton. Batman 89 is going to be there, and Batfleck is back, right? And he's going to be in apparently like a mentor role.
He's going to be like a mentor, right? Like a dad almost
to the Flash.
To the Flash, and it was confirmed in the FANDOME that Bruce Wayne makes a new suit for the Flash.
Right, and there's artists. They released a couple of artist rendition pictures of what the new suit
is going to look like, and
it's closer to the comic.
It's straight out of the comic, right? It's straight out of the comic. I just didn't see if he had the yellow boots or not, because that would be ew.
so that's super exciting. Now, I did read a rumor that Michael Fassbender supposedly they kind of want him to be
Reverse Flash.
Reverse Flash.
That would be perfect.
So if they could get Michael Fassbender to come in as Reverse Flash,
so dope as Magneto.
Yep. So, but like I said, I just kind of that's an in passing that wasn't part of the FANDOME. I just thought I should add it on there.
Oh
Number two, and Jay's gonna think I'm gonna say one, but I'm actually gonna say the other. Number 2 is Shazam.
No, I knew you were gonna say that one.
All right. So Shazam, they announced that they are working on Shazam DOS.
And it's gonna be called Fury of the Gods.
Okay, I was about to say Anger of the Gods. Fury of the Gods.
Same.
And Sinbad, the comedian, if anyone remembers who he is or knows who he is, he apparently is going to be in the movie. I don't know that they announced his role. Did they announce who he was going to play?
Not announced his role. I'm guessing that he's going to come in as Mrs. Pitlick because as soon as the little girl was like supposedly drawing the pictures and she showed the pictures that she showed Sinbad, I freeze framed it.
Okay.
I took a screenshot and I zoomed in and you see Sinbad, well, you know, in the drawing, like small and with like a derby on.
Okay.
Right? And a derby on. And classic Mr. Mitch's Pitlick always wore like the purple derby, right?
I
And
mean,
he's an imp. He's an imp, right? Fifth dimension. So he was small.
right.
So that's my
I
guess.
mean, and that would be perfect because Sinbad's personality,
Right.
you know, like would work with that. So they announced Shazam 2. So they're I think they're working on the script. They're working on kind of getting it finished up so they can start filming. And then the one movie that we've been excited about that we finally got some information on, right? Because we've been excited about this movie, no information. Was what?
What is it, like a year, 2 years?
Yup. We got The Rock announced. They showed Black Adam is coming. Did you watch the video? The motion comic?
Hell yeah.
I didn't know they put one out. I watched it last night and I was just like,
oh, I didn't send that to you? That's my bad.
Oh.
Yeah, that's my bad.
I was like,
so supposedly that suit in the motion comic was drawn and designed by wow, I just brain farted his name.
Boss Logic.
There you go, thank you. Boss Logic. But supposedly his suit is that one. That's gonna be his suit in the movie.
Wow.
So it's gonna look like that. So he's gonna have the full size lightning rod, right? And then the extra, right? It looks real like Egyptian, right?
Right.
But it looks really Egyptian anyway. Like it looks almost armor plated, right? So dude, it looks dope. And they announced Hawkman, right? First time that Hawkman will ever be in a live action movie. And Dr. Fate. I mean, they're not Cyclone too, but you know, we only care about Hawkman and Dr. Fate.
Right. No, and Adam Smasher.
Oh yeah, and Adam Smasher. And the actor that's gonna play Adam Smasher showed up as well in the talk. Right? And that's the early version of the Justice Society of America, which is also the first time they ever had the Justice Society of America in a movie. Right? Like the Justice Society, a version of them is on Stargirl, which I'm realizing we haven't really talked much about Stargirl.
And they had a version on Legends.
That's right. They did have a version on Legends.
So
right? But it's good. It's exciting. I'm excited.
So then, you know, that's interesting though, right? Because we know that Hawkman, right? His origins are in Egypt, right? So then if you got Kandahar, which is in that kind of general area, so like that might be how that interconnects.
Right, maybe because I think it's Kandak, the place where he's from.
That was Kandahar.
Yeah, but I'm not like I got confused. I think in his interview, in his piece, he was saying Kandak or Kandak, whatever. That place is supposed to be in Egypt, and then Hawkman, Carter Hall, is also in one of his lives, right? He was also, you know, Egyptian. So they probably been fighting for centuries.
Yo, so like you get, you know, because he said after 5,000 years he's finally free.
That's old anger,
right?
That's a grudge and a half. That's like
a grudge, right? And so I mean, perfect, right? So then you got Dr. Fate, who is also, I mean, he's an old god or whatever, a wizard.
Yeah, he's an old god of order.
Right? So you know he's got connections. So like, you know, these are the guys that put me away. So I'm coming to get them. Carter Hall is like bebopping, doesn't know what's going on. All of a sudden, Black Adam shows up, knocks him around, Fate saves him. Boom, there's your movie. All of a sudden you're going.
And the way he ended his portion, because I think everything was like between 10 and 15 minutes, right? Like he put the whole Justice League on notice. What are you gonna do? What you
when
gonna
Black
do?
Adam comes for
The
you.
whole Justice League. He put them all on notice. So
All right.
let's see
So
what
those are the
that's
three movies. So
No.
those are the three movies.
Right, go ahead.
So those are the three movies that they just gave us a little bit about. I mean, there's nothing really out on them, right? Those are still, they're in various stages of development. I thought it was interesting that the director of the Flashpoint is going to be the guy that directed the It movies. Scary. Now to the movies that we.
Oh, wait.
All right, so we're gonna go.
Wait. Honorable mention. As you didn't get my message. Honorable mention.
Oh no, I just see it now.
Titans. Titans. That was a big announcement for Titans.
Yes. All right. So Titans. Right. Oh my goodness. This had me almost squealing, and my girlfriend was like, "Why are you squealing? I don't get."
You're like a 6-year-old.
So as we all know, these.
Because she
So
makes
we all
fun,
know.
right? So
Yeah, she does.
yeah,
Yeah, she does. As we all know, DC.
No respect.
DC Universe is dead. Titans is coming over to HBO Max. Season 3 of Titans is going to feature 2 villains.
Ooh.
Scarecrow. 2 villains. Scarecrow.
And Red Hood. So if you saw the season ending of Titans, of season 2, you saw that Jason Todd drove off by himself on a motorcycle. So supposedly, and the funny thing is that when he made the announcement, when the showrunner made the announcement, like the actors didn't know.
Oh, nice.
Like they didn't know. Like the kid that plays Jason Todd, like got up, like he like walked around, like, yo, I've been asking for this, I've been waiting for this. Like he acted like he just won a prize. So they didn't know. So they're bringing him back as Red Hood, and he's gonna. It'll probably be how they've done. So probably like half a season where he's gonna come after the Titans, and they're moving Titans from San Francisco to Gotham City,
Which makes sense. Which means that something happened. They'll find out something happens to Jason. Bruce is right. He's crushed. So he goes, "Hey, I need you to watch over Gotham because I need to go do something, right? I need to go."
I'll probably go look for him because according to the comics, and if you watch Under the Red Hood, like Jason supposedly dies.
Right.
Right. That's the story. Like he dies and he gets brought back to life. Through the Lazarus Pit.
So makes sense that the Titans would go to Gotham, right? To watch over Gotham while Bruce is gone, while Batman is gone. There you have your first half, you fight Scarecrow.
Mm-hmm.
Somewhere in there, maybe fourth episode, while you're fighting Scarecrow, all of a sudden people start, bad guys start showing up dead. Boom, boom. People just start dying. Boom, boom. Boom. Episode 5, 6. You gotta fight.
Dude, I wonder how they're gonna do that Red Hood. How they're gonna do like the red mask. Like the
mask. Well, I mean they killed it with Deathstroke, so
that's very
right?
true. That's very true. So
yo.
Can't wait.
Of course, that'll be in 2024 when they're actually allowed to release it before they can start filming. me and Jay will be geriatrics.
That's if the Lord doesn't come back first.
That's right. What do you think's going?
Be like, hey, Jesus, like, hey, you want eternity with me or you want the DC stuff? Are you seriously thinking about it? Come on.
5 years. Give us 5 years to let's see this stuff.
But anyway, now let's get into the nitty-gritty.
All right, so the first movie we're gonna mention, we're gonna run through it a little bit because not a whole lot was shown because we really want to get to the top 3, right? Suicide Squad,
Suicide Squad.
Oh, the Suicide Squad. Kind of a teaser / behind the scenes trailer was released.
And we know all the characters now, right? So
now you got all the characters. it's now I'm not that familiar with this, but it definitely Jay was like, oh, he's that he went back to kind of the original.
Yeah. So the funny thing is that the Suicide Squad as a comic book has been around for years. Like it just keeps like dying out and then new iterations and dying out and new iterations, right? And what made the Suicide Squad big now, why it's still around, is the addition of Harley Quinn. Right? If Harley Quinn wasn't created by Paul Dini, there probably wouldn't be
for Batman the Animated Series.
So it was funny. I was watching a video how she became so famous. Her and Phantasm were created for the cartoon, and they became so big that they were added to canon.
Right.
But anyway, so that's why Suicide Squad is such a big thing now, and not because of the movie, like it's because of the comic book, right? But Gunn apparently was a big fan of the original Suicide Squad run, like from like the 70s or 80s, something like that. So that's where he went. I mean, he brought us. I never thought I would see him in a movie, but he brought us Polka Dot Man to live action.
And such a good actor for him too, like right, like the guy looks perfect.
Yeah, but it's like one of those characters that makes sense. It didn't make sense in the comics because it's like, what the hell is this? Like, who was high when they created this character? They thought it was a good thing to put in the comic, but it made sense in the Lego Batman game. Like,
right,
Polka Dot Man. That was so cute. Look at this. Right, but now he's gonna be in a live action movie.
Yeah. So it looks. I mean, it's great because I think it's supposed to be set back a little, or I don't know.
It's got the feel of like the Dirty Dozen.
Right.
Right. And talking about the Dirty Dozen, there's like 18 of them, or maybe less, maybe like 17, 16.
Yeah. And you do have Harley returning. You got Rick Flag returning. You got
Boomerang
returning.
Right? Idris Elba is not Deadshot.
No, he's Bloodsport,
who was in jail for shooting Superman with a kryptonite bullet. So, boom. You got that.
Yeah, and it's just what's great though. What's hilarious. I love the costumes, right? I love that.
Out of the comic,
right?
Like
they were
James
just
Gunn did not even try to update them for 2020.
Right. That was the thing I loved. That was so great. Like the costumes were fantastic.
Like
John Cena looked hilarious.
John Cena's Peacemaker was straight Kirby from the 70s. Jack Kirby from the 70s. And did he update it? No. He still got that dumb helmet that sticks out like a bell, right? But it freaking works. Like if anybody can pull it off, it's James Gunn. Like, I mean, come on.
It looked fantastic. Can't wait to see it. It's James Gunn. And honestly,
can't wait to see an actual trailer, like something real.
Right. Can't wait to see an actual trailer. I can't wait to see the movie because listen, James Gunn has I've seen Slither, which is a horror movie he made, which I don't watch horror movies, but that was really good. I really enjoyed it. Obviously the Guardian movies, I loved them. I thought they were the better part of the Marvel
Universe movies.
Anyway,
same.
So yeah, this dude, he cares about. Right? He cares about the characters. He cares about the story. So he's not just gonna try to change something to well, at least it appears, right, that he's not just gonna change something to be more woke or, it's like, no, these are stories that I love. I'm not gonna, I'm gonna take care of that story. You saw that with Guardians,
right?
So Suicide Squad. Can't wait.
And I'm so glad that at least he's doing it in a time where it's a new guard at Warner Brothers, right? That actually trust the vision and the work of their directors. Right, so it's like, all right, yeah, we saw what you did with Guardians of the Galaxy. Here's the Suicide Squad. Here's the money. Go ahead. Make us a
Right.
movie.
It almost feels like they might have come up to me like, "Hey, we want you to direct the movie," and he was like, "What do you got?" They showed him a list. He goes, "Ooh, Suicide Squad." I'll take that.
I've read these comics since I was a kid.
All right,
Right. So
now it's for the nitty gritty. Now it's for the stuff that when I was watching the trailers and my girlfriend is next to me looking at me like I've lost my mind because I watched them back to back, the same trailer, and I kind of squealed. I sent Jay the gif with Ned Flanders when he screams like, "Ah!"
you sent me two, actually. That one and another one.
Because holy cow, man.
Two.
Number one. Actually, the countdown begins. Number three. Not Wakanda.
Not Wakanda forever, but
Wonder Woman.
Yo.
Da, da, da.
Yo, first, let me take the negative out. Let me get the negative out of the way first, right?
All right.
I'm still upset. About the wokeness with the no sword and the no shield. Okay?
Correct.
Still bothers me, right? Especially since they showed her as a little girl with all the Amazons and they all got swords and shields because, they're supposed to be warriors.
Right. And they're all right. And you introduce her with the sword and shield.
Right? No sword and shield, but I'm going to come out full golden eagle armor. But anyway.
That looked dope.
Okay.
All right, go ahead.
It was super dope.
Go ahead.
But anyway, Sean, how dope was that trailer? How dope was that trailer? And I love, now I'm not sure if the scene where they have her as a little girl running the race, right? I'm not sure if that's a scene that was cut out of the first Wonder Woman, right? Because it's the same little girl and she looks like she's the same age.
Right.
I'm looking at that, I'm like, yo, that's the same little girl. But hold on a minute, she ain't age at all. What is she, a baby vampire? What's going on? So, who knows? Who knows? But it was so dope.
But that scene was dope, though, right? When you see her line up against all the Amazons.
Mm-hmm. And she just, going off, right? So we saw the Golden Eagle armor in action, right? We saw it in action. We saw the favorite thing of Wonder Woman riding the lightning. What I don't understand is the whole, when she throws the lasso in the air and she pulls herself up, what is she, Spider Wonder Woman? What is she lassoing to give her?
Somebody said she threw it. She hooked up into the invisible jet.
Every time she does that, Superman appears and grabs the rope and just throws her. I didn't get that at all. They showed that 2 or 3 times. What the hell? What is that?
I mean, it makes sense, right? It makes sense when she's on the lightning, which is hella cool. But I'm
also something that I need to understand. I don't get it. I've never seen it before. Right? It's something new for the effects. It looks amazing. But I'm hoping that in the movie, we'll know how she can do that. And what the hell she's lassoing when she throws the lasso in the air and then she's
But lightning is all the time. So maybe she can just grab onto, she's Sousa's daughter, right? So no, she's Ares' daughter.
She's Zeus's daughter.
I thought she was Ares' daughter.
Zeus's daughter. She is the daughter of Zeus. She is the sister of Ares.
So then she should be able to grab lightning, right?
Or grab a cloud. She's lassoing the cloud. It's what? Yeah, riding the lightning. I didn't think about that because Vincent was hitting me up. Yo, how can Wonder Woman grab lightning like that? And I was like, I'm wondering the same thing. It's you're stupid. I'm not talking anymore. But
yeah, I mean,
it makes sense, now that you remind me of that. She is Zeus's daughter, and she did do that big lightning thing at the end of the first movie to knock out Ares.
Right. So why wouldn't she be able to just grab onto lightning and use it as a way to propel herself?
I want to know what she's throwing the lasso at in broad daylight and like propelling.
Lightning.
Mm,
Remember, when you get past 30,000 feet, remember planes have been struck by lightning during clear weather.
Lasso's not that
Science.
long.
Science.
Lasso's not that long.
Science.
Science for the win again. But
Believe.
no,
Science.
we finally got to see.
All right, wait. Time out. So that was weird. Anyway, the point is, you got Pedro Pascal.
Pedro Pascal as Maxwell Lord.
And he looks
chubby.
Just a little some work. He needs to get back in shape for the Mandalorian.
Maxwell Lord.
So you got hit. So they showed him. They brought back, which is what I'm curious about, is the whole Steve Trevor thing.
Yeah, but I think that the whole Steve Trevor thing. You see the scene where he says that I can give you, right, your wildest dreams. I can make your wildest dreams come true, right? So I'm thinking that that's connected. Like whatever's going on, that he's doing that, where it's also connected to Kristen Wiig becoming the apex predator and becoming whatever, right? I think they're all connected. So,
right. I heard somebody else. I watched a different video. They were saying that the Steve Trevor thing seems to be like like it's not going to be him. It's going to be something completely different. Because that would be something that she would want.
Right.
Apparently Maxwell is I can always get these right. He's a telepath. I think is what I read somewhere. So he's able. That's why he's able to.
Well, we gotta see what version of Maxwell.
But then so we got and the Steve Trevor scenes were funny. I laughed. I thought they were great.
Everybody when he shows up with the fanny pack.
Yes, he goes, "I'm ready." He flips that fanny pack. Then he's like, "Parachute pass. Is everybody parachute now?"
Is everybody parachute now?
That was great. Now, and of course, Kristen Wiig, who becomes Cheetah, and Kristen Wiig. I'll be honest with you, when it was her, I was like, "What are you gonna?" Right? Because she's a comedic actress. That's how we know her.
Maxwell Lord. Yeah. So your wildest dreams. So he was shot and placed in a coma. Dream Slayer is a supervillain, right? Took over his body.
Okay.
Right? Allowing him to control thousands of minds at once.
Which makes sense in that White House scene where all the guys are trying to shoot Wonder Woman.
Right.
Right. But anyway, so you got Kristen Wiig as what? Cheetah. Yo, but she goes, "I want to be an apex predator," and you see her just start running.
Dude.
And
when I saw her running in heels, it made me think of that Boondocks episode. But anyway, moving right along. It's so funny to me, right? Because Kristen Wiig is a comedian, right? She's a
comedic actress.
She's a Saturday Night Live alum. And like Magda was trying to like, "Oh, where's she from? I'm like, "Yo, remember that movie Bridesmaids?" Right? Remember that movie Bridesmaids? Like the awkward, dorky, whatever, right? Yeah, that was her. It's like, no way. Right? So she's a comedic actress. And she's been great in all of her comedic roles. Right? So this is the first time to see her. I mean, yes, it's a superhero movie, but she's not in a comedic role.
Right. She's a villain.
Not only that, I was about to say, not only that, but she's also a villain, right? A super villain. And dude, it was amazing. Like when they first showed her all nerdy, whatever, I was like, okay, yeah, that's Kristen Wiig, right? But then they showed like 3 versions of her. So they showed her all nerdy and whatever, and then they showed her already with the power and like getting there, and then the final reveal of her cheated out. Full cheetah.
Yo, right? I was like, whoa! Like it looks so good. Once again, I'm so freaking angry at COVID because we should have been able to have watched this movie this summer.
You would have watched it already, right? And it's dope because, like, I was on Twitter.
For those listening, I got my angry face on.
I was on Twitter, and Derek Minor tweeted like, "Yo, like FANDOME was dope. Like DC's just showing all out. Like I'm here for it, whatever, right?" And then somebody talks about the CGI and how the cheetah looked mangy, and I'm like, she's supposed to. She's like a wild animal. It's like, have you not seen these jungle cats like in TV shows when they're in the wild or even in the zoo? Like they're mangy. Like don't confuse a wild animal with like a house cat. It's not the same thing. No, right? You're like, oh, she look kind of mangy. Yeah, it's because she's supposed to look mangy. She's a wild cheetah, right?
So that was great. Okay,
it was dope to finally see like the CGI cheetah, right?
And you know what I was thinking when I was watching the trailer? That for the generation before us, Linda Carter was Wonder Woman.
Right. She also made an appearance, by the way.
And for us, I mean, she was the only live action Wonder Woman we ever saw in the reruns.
Right.
Yo, Gal Gadot is my Wonder Woman. Like, I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's just the accent. I don't know what it is, but it's just, she's, you know, it's like everybody doubted it. And like Snyder saw something that no one else saw. Because she even said it when we talk about the Snyder stuff. She's like, thank you for like.
Right.
Because, yo, like, she's Wonder Woman. Right? She's Wonder Woman. I mean,
well, Gal Gadot is your Wonder Woman. Linda Carter will always be my Wonder Woman. Like straight up, because I'm not taking anything away from Gal Gadot. She's amazing. She's an awesome Wonder Woman. But yeah, I grew up with Linda Carter and the Wonder Woman, the TV show. And yes, there were reruns, right? Because I mean, for the most part, anyway, right? When did that show come out?
It came out in the 70s, yo.
Right. So did I.
It came out right around the time that we were born, so we couldn't watch them.
But that's that for me. Like growing up watching the Superman reruns with my mom, because my mom, I'm realizing that my mom was my biggest Superman influence because she used to watch the black and white serials with George Clooney, right? That was like a favorite thing to watch. So I would watch those with her. And then seeing Wonder Woman and whatever. And plus, you don't remember, you might not remember this, and it's okay if you don't, because I never will forget it. But like, Linda Carter tweeted happy birthday to me one year.
Yo, time out. So Wonder Woman came out in 1975 to 1979.
Right. So yeah, definitely reruns and definitely reruns.
Oh, definitely reruns. We were still crapping our pants.
Right, definitely reruns. But yeah, dude. Like she wished me a happy birthday on Twitter one time. Like the real her. The real. And I remember it was the real her because Magda made fun of me. Like, you're like geeking out. It's probably not even her. And I was like, thanks, Wonder Woman bot. And then she responded with, I'm no bot. This is me. It's like, happy birthday. Like, I was like that Ned Flanders kid. So,
all right. So Wonder Woman 84, we're super excited. We got to keep it moving because we got the two movies that we're the hypest about. The hypest. Number one or number two?
Two.
Yo, my goodness, people. So now
the haters.
They released a trailer. It's a teaser, but it's like 2 minutes and 40 seconds for
the Batman
with Pattinson, Robert Pattinson. That's right. We're gonna call him Pattinson.
We're calling him Pattinson, and you're gonna love it or you're not. We don't care.
So, what can we say? Number one, it's got that film, that noir feeling to it.
Dude, no. Number one that we can say is thank you, Matt Reeves, because he said that it's only they've only completed like 25% of the movie, and he was still able to bring us like a super dope teaser trailer. So
Yep. And he gave us
yes.
a little bit of every character,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
So, like Jay
First,
said, this is
first. For all the haters, right? For all the haters who were against,
Twilight.
right? Who were against Robert Pattinson because they were judging him from the Twilight movies, which I never saw. Right? Too old to be watching like movies on teenagers and whatever. Joaquin also never saw. Right? So I didn't have that reference. Like, we didn't have that reference. The references we had on Pattinson were other movies that he made, right? So especially the one where he made, I don't remember the name of it right now, but he made it in my hometown. Like, he did a movie that was based in Far Rockaway, that was filmed in Far Rockaway. One of the main streets I used to hang out and sell weed at. Right? But dude, Pattinson in and out of the cowl, right? And he did it. Like, he did the voice. He did the Batman voice.
One line.
Right?
That's all I needed.
He did the Batman voice. I don't think he spoke anything else in that trailer, right?
Nope.
Son.
He spoke. No. He spoke at the end of the trailer when he was like, what does this have to do with me, or something like that.
Right.
And the voice was like, the voice that was talking to him was like.
But it was more like a voice, like one of those whatever. Like, it was more like a voice in his head. But he did the Batman voice, he did his Batman voice.
His Batman voice.
He was so dope. It was so ill.
It was, and what was cool about his voice, so I guess we're talking about the Batman voice. The cool thing about the Batman voice was that he wasn't trying to like the Bale Batman voice, right? That everybody, even people that love the movies, like, that's one of the biggest things that because it got worse, right? His first Batman voice in Batman Begins was fine. He just got a little rougher, but then it just got worse and worse and worse. And you're like,
wait a minute.
So,
It was like Chewbacca with a sore throat.
So it was so, like, in a way understated, right? It was just kind of like,
right.
The head of the line was fantastic.
And then Batfleck's voice was modulated.
Right.
So he had the modulator on his voice, which changed the voice, which is dope, which makes the most sense to us, right?
Right.
But still, to see Pattinson in action finally, because first, it's this trailer was amazing because they didn't wait, right? Right off the jump.
Right. So the second scene in the trailer is him. Well, that was the thing that was, for me, I'm watching it, right? And I'm getting vibes of even like the animated series a little bit, where right, so like Jay was saying, like, this, scariest sound, the scariest duct tape has ever sounded to Jay, right? Right, and then it opens up with the scene, right, of the villain, right, wrapping somebody up and killing them, right? Then all of a sudden you have a hallway with cops, and they're just looking. And at first you're kind of like, who are they looking at? And then when they bring back, you see the boots.
Mm-hmm. Yo, it's so funny. It's so funny how you see boots and that's Batman.
That's exactly who that is. And then they come up and you get to see the bat suit.
And the
bat suit.
Like, full.
Listen, I get it. It's supposed to be like, right, it's year 2 Batman. Which means that you
can tell because, right, in year 1, right, if you've seen the year 1 animated movie, or if you read the books, right, in the year 1, he was the villain, right, because he was the vigilante.
Right.
Right? So he was the villain. The cops were trying to kill him. They were trying to, kill him and catch him, right? But, Gordon and everything that happened in year 1 brought him to the good graces of the police force. So to see him walk in to a police investigation with the cops and with Gordon, and Gordon speaking to him and asking him, right? That shows that year one already happened, right? All the stuff in year one is gone, which is dope because we all know Batman's origin. We don't need to go through that again, right?
Right.
And this is another side we've never seen.
Dude, when you saw him standing there in his suit, I was like done, because remember they sent out a teaser of the suit in red, but now I get to see it in black.
Right.
And I mean, I thought it looked great, right? It looked great for the suit that it's supposed to be.
That it's supposed to be for the time that he's supposed to be in.
Right. I mean, it looked great, even with the collar, which had a little bit of that what's it, Batman the Victoria era Batman. You know, had the little collar.
Which is actually like a shield for his neck. Right?
Yeah. So that means he can move his neck.
Right? And you can see that that the collar has like some cuts and some dents on it. Right. So it's
like getting to see the bat symbol. Right.
And its glory.
I mean, was that?
In its glory.
I mean, it looked, I was like, yo, and then of course, right, where every Batman has to have the what? The chin.
The chin.
You get the chin. You see him standing there. I mean, he's and it works. Remember when we talked about this, where it was like people were mad too because he's like 6'1", but he's slender.
He has a slimmer build.
Right, he's not like Jack, and everybody's like, "Oh, Batman's got to be like this big Jack dude." And
not
it's like,
too.
And it was like, no, but he looked like then, and then you get to the part which I started crying when he beat up that dude, and I was like, because you know me.
You were crying more out of excitement.
And the dude's like, "Who are you?" And he tries to smack him, and he just lays the beat down. Oh, and then they show us Catwoman before she's Catwoman.
Right. Yeah. So
they actually get into a little fight, which that was straight out of the Long Halloween.
Right. So what I was telling you is that, so you saw the trailer and stuff, but you didn't get to watch the interview with Matt Reeves, and he said that so Batman isn't known as the Batman yet at that time, right? Because it's year 2, so he was a vigilante, and that's probably why it's called the Batman, because that's probably the time where they give him that name, that moniker for the first time. But he says that this is like a multiple origin story, right? So it's not just seeing how he becomes Batman, right? The Batman that we know, but also like it's also introducing Catwoman, right? Because he says that in this movie, she's not referred to as Catwoman. She's Selina Kyle. Right? So she's still Selina. It's bringing up the Riddler, right? Which is the guy with the duct tape that we see in a way that we've never seen him before, right? So this is not going to be the campy, goofy Jim Carrey style Riddler, right? This is going to be more of the comic book and the Arkham Asylum game Riddler, right? And we saw, which I had like the 4th or 5th time when I recognized we saw Oswald Cobblepot, right? Actually, he said no. He said that Cobblepot is called Penguin, but he hates it, just like in Gotham, right? In the Gotham TV series. So he said that they do call Cobblepot Penguin, but he hates it and he like beats the crap out of, or he kills anybody that calls him.
According to this trailer, then the Riddler is the one that gives Batman his name.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because in the envelope, it was like, well, I don't know. He might have been well, we don't know how they set it up. Because remember, Gordon was like, do you know, like, this is for you, like the Batman. Right. So apparently, I guess early on they established that they start calling him.
Well, maybe Batman. Riddler does, right? Maybe Riddler does, and like when Gordon sees it, the Batman, it makes sense. Like it makes sense this guy in the in the bat suit. Yeah, that doesn't look like a bat. Yeah, let me give this to him.
So
But it's amazing for all the naysayers, man. For all the naysayers, because you remember when they first announced that he was cast as Batman, they like all of them, right? Like Ben Affleck got heat, Henry Cavill got heat, which I thought was the funniest because it's like, oh, Superman should be American. Oh, why are you gonna cast a guy from the UK? And I'm like, Superman's an alien, you moron.
yeah, and you know, and Batfleck had more baggage to Batman than Cavill had to Superman, because we only had one movie Superman, or I guess two, but no one was comparing him to Brandon Routh. They were all looking at Christopher Reeve, right? Whereas, you know, Batfleck, I mean, you know, he had, obviously you had
I mean, like 6 different Batmans?
Batman 89, right?
Like 8 different Batmans?
Yeah. But then the one Batman that everybody was like is the best, right? That a bunch of people like the best is
except for me.
Right, is the
Bale Batman. The Nolan Batman.
Bale Batman. Which I have, you know, I mean, he was good. I have certain issues with his Batman, but I think those are more Nolan's problems than they were Bale's problems. The director should have.
I think it's both, because Nolan's the director, but I mean, for me, I mean, with the type of actor that Bale is, he gave us the Batman that he saw, right? That he interpreted.
Right, and he gave us but then you know, he gave us the Batman that Nolan was also trying to give us, right? Because
true,
he is the director.
True, that's what I'm saying. They both take blame.
So,
but Bale alone takes blame for the violence.
For the voice, Bale alone takes blame for the voice.
Right.
No, Nolan does too. Because Nolan should have told them.
Right, he's the director. Nolan should have. Wait, cut. What the hell is that? What was that? What are you doing? Like,
Rate it back.
Reel it in. Look, Batman Begins. That's what I want.
Good Batman voice.
Reel it in.
So you had those issues, but it looks like.
And then and then Ben Affleck also had to get past the Daredevil fiasco.
Right.
Right. So
which I haven't watched it, and I really probably should. But everyone seems to say that the director's cut of Daredevil was way better than the actual cut of Daredevil.
I didn't know there was a director's cut.
There is a director's cut of Daredevil, and it's supposed to be a lot better than the actual cut.
I'm gonna have to look for that. I didn't know that.
No, you know. So of course Pattinson, right? He's got to deal with Twilight movies. That's what everybody wants, the sparkly Batman, sparkly vampire guy, whatever. I think Miller's onto something, man. He gave us what we wanted, right? He gave us the visual aesthetic that he's going for, the cinematic aesthetic he's going for, which was that noir detective Batman, right? Kind of, obviously he's detective Batman, right? Because Gordon calls him in and he's like, you know, is this to you? And it's all riddles and
it's riddles. So it plays into the fact that he has to use his detective skills.
His detective skills. It gave us a look at him as just Bruce, just kind of just a look, and he looked fine as Bruce, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, he had no dialogue, so we're not quite sure what he's gonna do with Bruce. Gave us the Batmobile in action, which I thought was pretty sick.
And the Batmobile again, the naysayers and the haters, you have to understand again, just like the Batsuit, just like him, it's the beginning, right? Matt Reeves explained this, so hopefully everybody shuts up now. He explains how this is the beginning. He's trying to figure things out. He's building stuff himself. There's no Lucius Fox right here, right? He's building stuff himself. So he's just, okay, this works. This doesn't work. What if I modify this car and add, like, you know,
a jet engine,
a giant bat in the front, and add a jet engine, right? Like he's trying to figure out what doesn't work to like perfect himself,
right? So
in all his things, right?
Yeah,
so,
it looks. And was it me or it seemed like he had planted a Joker Easter egg already with the hoodlums?
I thought that was more Bane, but yeah, you might be right.
Well, that the white with the red lips.
Well, it was black.
I think some of them were red. We'd
Yeah.
have to maybe go
It
back.
could be a Joker Easter egg, or it could be an homage to Frank Miller's The Dark Knight,
The
right? With the mutants.
the New Mutants. Yeah.
No, the New
True.
Mutants is Marvel.
No, what did I say? I said New Mutants, didn't I?
You said that's Marvel.
I meant the mutants.
The mutants, right? So it could be an homage to Frank Miller's The Dark Knight Returns, right? And throw in like a mutant gang.
Right.
So it could be that. We'll see. You know,
But,
maybe it's a little bit of both.
yeah, because they did say Joker is coming at some point.
Right.
So
This one is already heavy. It's got Catwoman. It's got a Riddler that I'm super excited to see, right? And it's got the Penguin.
especially because it's a Riddler, right? Because the Riddler is not an intimidating character physically.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. Like physically.
Neither is the Joker.
Well, but the Joker's he's a psychopath. He's a murderer. He's a killer, right? The Riddler's an intellectual, right? So you look at him and you're like, the Joker will fight you. The Joker will go toe to toe. Riddler, not so much.
Like for me, I've always seen the Riddler as Batman's most dangerous villain.
Right.
Like people underestimate him because, you know, because the only iterations that we've gotten of the Riddler has been from Batman 66, right? Un payaso with a skin tight suit, right? And then Jim Carrey's, which was basically based off the Batman 66 Riddler, right? But in a looser suit.
But the Gotham Riddler was more dangerous.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
But once again, he was more dangerous. But if you look at him,
Right. He's not intimidating at all.
you're like, I'm gonna beat this guy, and you could probably beat him, right? Batman could just knock him out, but it's because he's so smart.
Yeah, exactly. So
that's the thing.
Batman can knock him out and then realize that he should have kept him up because knocking him out has set forth like 1,000 different traps and things going off all over the city. Right.
So
because he's the Riddler, and I get that from the Arkham games because that's actually one of the side stories.
Yeah. So
for the Arkham games.
Yeah, so super excited to see what they're gonna do with this. I know I read that they started filming again. They're using green screen, which is fine because the technology is there where you could do a whole movie with green screen. And
yeah, so he admitted. So he admitted. Reeves talked about two other things. So he talked about, you know, Gotham City not being in the United States, right? Unlike all the other iterations of Gotham City in movies or TV shows, whatever, jumping between Chicago, Philly, and New York, like Nolan's, and then the Gotham TV series was based mostly in New York City. So his Batman his Gotham is in Liverpool. Like it's out in Liverpool, England. But then he also talked a little bit about the Gotham TV show.
What do you have to say about that?
He said that while he's doing this movie, he's developing the show, and they're going to be connected.
That's right. The
Gotham PD.
PD.
Where it's going to be, right? So it's going to be in year one. So you got the vigilante, right? Not Batman, but the vigilante going around and whatever. And you got somebody on the inside. He didn't say if it was Gordon or when he was a cop or detective or anything, but he said, you know, that it's based on the rising crime in Gotham, how Gotham was this nice place and the seedy underworld is growing more influential. And there's this one cop who is trying to fight against that and fight against the corruption that's within Gotham PD. And trying to deal with this vigilante who's like causing all this chaos and havoc out in Gotham. So
that'll be interesting.
It sounds interesting. And if it's going to be connected through the multiverse, it's just about, you know, where where's it gonna appear?
So we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, I mean that's the thing. It'd be interesting.
We know for a fact it's not gonna be on DC Universe.
Yeah, so it'll probably be on Max. No, it's on Max, right? I thought it was.
It wasn't announced to be on anything. It'll
be on HBO Max.
It's still in development. It'll definitely be on HBO Max.
It'll be on HBO Max.
Because of the whole fandom thing.
Well, I mean, HBO Max lets you make it dark and violent and whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Batman. All right, now drum roll, please.
Okay, so
I'm gonna set it up this way.
Hold on. I want to mention something.
All right, go ahead.
If you hear laughter in the background, it's because the wife has made it in here, and she's probably just laughing at us because she thinks that we are like the biggest nerds in the universe.
What does that make you, Mike? That you married a nerd? You nerd lover.
She didn't know. I kept it from her until after she said I do.
All right. So I'm gonna set it up this way. On Saturday,
No.
What?
Hold, please.
What are you doing?
Enjoy that.
All right. So
no, wait.
Here we go.
Wait. Check your phone.
Oh. All right. Yesterday. Oh man, but that's like the best part.
No.
So yesterday.
Huh?
No, I don't remember now. Did you send it to us, or did I find it first, or did we all kind of find it at the same time? All I know is no, that's not true. I'm a liar.
Check your phone.
Yesterday I made it home. Oh, let's see. Jay sending me texts.
Yep.
Okay. All right, so I'm not gonna see here. All right, so yesterday I made it home in time to catch the hashtag Justice League, the Snyder Cut Justice League panel.
Oh, did you?
I did.
Nice.
I did. Remember we were talking about it because it was like we both got dusty.
Yeah.
Watching it because we're a bunch of girls.
That's right.
So.
That's right. Yo, it was emotional, man.
No, so look, I'm just gonna say it this way. Look, they dropped the Justice League trailer yesterday. Let's just leave it at that. Let's try. I don't care. They dropped the Justice League trailer yesterday.
Snyder Cut. The Snyder Cut.
Justice League trailer. Justice League trailer. Snyder Cut Justice League trailer.
We're not even gonna call it the Snyder Cut anymore because we are disavowing any other Justice League movie. No other Justice League movie exists besides the one that we will see on HBO Max next year.
I'm disavowing that movie except for one scene. That's it.
What scene?
Because I like that scene.
What scene?
The opening Batman scene. When he was hunting the parademons.
Oh, yeah.
That was the only actual real Batman scene.
Nah, I can do without it. I'm okay without it.
I like that. I like to see.
I know. We talked about this already.
I know, but I'm just saying I like to see.
Yeah, I know.
Now,
I'm okay without it. Like, me da igual.
Oh, come on, dude. He's on the freaking thing looking at the guy. Oh.
I know. I get it, pero me da igual. Like, I liked it until the parademon blew up and left the 3 burn marks. I thought that was cheesy as hell. Like, it didn't make any sense.
That movie didn't.
absolutely no sense. I'm like,
like
when that happened, I'm like, you know, when Batman does the Batman thing on the water tower, I'm like, and then boom, what the hell? What is this?
No, right. No. Up, that scene was good, and then the rest of the movie, it just went downhill from there. So
Look,
they dropped the trailer to the Justice League by Zack Snyder. We're gonna keep bitching his name because, oh my goodness,
in Zach we trust.
Listen,
holy crap!
I don't even know where to start.
Holy crap! Yo, yesterday's trailer. Or the trailer, right? Because I keep watching. The trailer proves that whatever it was that came out, that monstrosity, with the exception of the intro that Joaquin likes, it's a completely different movie. Now, yes, you're gonna see familiar scenes in this new trailer because, as Zach said, that they only used 25% of his original movie, right? Was it 25%?
About 25.
Yeah, about 25% of his original movie. So yes, there are a few things that that show up that are familiar, right? A few things that are familiar, like the scene with the Flash and his dad, right? The scene where Aquaman is in the water with Mira, right? That he goes back in the water, even though in the crap that came out before, there's no armor and stuff on the floor like there was in this one, right? Or a giant crab that was just. I kept looking at that crab. Like, what the hell? But anyway, right? So there are familiar scenes that that Joss Whedon, Thanos, decided to keep, but it's a completely new movie. Yo.
Oh, and the Superman hologram.
Yo,
that was another one.
The Superman, black suit Superman, that if you know anything about anything, when Superman came back in the comic books, he had a black suit. Thank you, Zach, for not giving him the mullet, but at least you gave him the black suit. Right?
I should have given him the mullet. The dude was dead. His hair would have grown.
You and Vincent stuck with that mullet. I'm like, yeah, no mullet. Right? But still, yo, one thing that jumped out at me, right? From the jump. This Justice League has Desaad in it, right?
Yes.
The guy in the hood, right?
Yes.
Desaad is in this Justice League. There is no anything with Darkseid where Desaad isn't there.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like Desaad is the guy that created the parademons. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
he's basically like Apocalypse's number one.
Right. He's Darkseid's right hand.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's Darkseid's right hand.
He's Darkseid's right hand. Yo, they showed Desaad. I was like, yo, like I texted you, yo, it's Desaad. Yo, they showed Desaad. I'm like, these are characters and people like Darkseid and all that I never thought I would live to see them in movies and live action.
Right.
Like we've seen them a lot in the animated movies, but not in live action. But when I saw, I'm not gonna lie, when I saw Darkseid and I saw that Snyder's version of Darkseid has the Omega symbol burnt into his chest, right? That was new because in the comics, the Omega symbol is on his armor, right?
Well, remember, right, because this is younger Darkseid. This is when he's Uxas?
Yes.
Uxas?
I'm going to say yes.
It's like saying a biblical name. It's like saying an Old Testament name in the Bible. You just say it with confidence.
You say it with confidence, and everybody else who didn't know the pronunciation would just agree. And then say this, oh, that's how you pronounce it.
No.
Right,
right, because remember, this is supposed to be a young, we'll just say Darkseid, because it's a young Darkseid. So he doesn't even have his armor yet.
Right.
Right? So how dope is, right, like you were saying, like, oh my gosh, that's in his freaking chest.
It's like a scar. Right? It's like a scar.
So that was dope.
And it was dope, right? But I'm not going to front, yo. I'm not going to front. When I saw Desaad, I was like, holy crap, yo, they brought everybody. Yo, if they show Granny Goodness, I'm done. It's like, I'm done.
Yo, so right, first scene, he gives his dark side right off the rip. And it looks like it's not even finished, right? The CGI is still not even 100% done, but it still looked bad. It was like, oh, I was like, whoa. You know, when he, takes his whatever it's called.
The battle axe?
The battle axe. I thought they said the battle hammer.
Same. It's apocalyptic.
What would have been cool, what would have been cool though, is that when he was bringing down the axe to come down, if his eyes would have glowed red.
Dude, I was waiting for the red eye. I was waiting for the red
my
eye.
foot against the wall.
And I was waiting for like the Omega beams. Right? I'm like, yo, well, if he's got the Omega burnt into his chest, then maybe that's how he got the Omega, the power of the Omega beams. Right?
So who knows? But
I mean,
then we get
son. I'm like, I can't because we actually saw the real Steppenwolf, right?
Thank you. Then we see Steppenwolf.
Who was a lot bigger, right? A lot bigger, scarier, more menacing. You know what I'm saying? Like,
when he came down, when he does the superhero landing, when he stands up and the armor starts
it breathes.
Start flexing out, like ready for battle. Oh.
Like, he came down, it's like, and the armor just, right? But you didn't get that like in Thanos' version, you didn't get that, the Amazons think that they can take me down again. No, it was just like, holy.
Well, but here's the thing though, right?
Was here.
Right? But here's the thing though, we don't know, right? That might have been a line from the original movie. But now it gives it like it's like a scarier line.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's more menacing. It's more menacing. It's not like some little, it's not like a 7-foot humanoid guy, right?
Right.
This thing is menacing. It's like a nightmare.
Right. And it gives more, and it actually benefits. Oh, okay. So that's why Cyborg armor is like alive, right? It's like
that's why it's the way it is.
It gives you that connection.
Yeah.
And
another thought, and another thing, right? And this is something that I was talking about with, like she's here now, so I'm pointing her. But then I was talking about with Magda, right? Like the entire story of Cyborg was completely scrapped.
Right.
Right? Like everything about Cyborg was just in the trash. Right? Like everything. They showed us so much about Cyborg in that one trailer, right? It was like, yo, like where was all of this?
Right.
Where was all of this? And his father was vaporized by the mother box. What the hell was that? That's not even in the comics. Like in the comics, Victor and Silas always butt heads, right? They're always fighting. But like he lost both his parents. Right? So you got Superman, lost his planet. You got Batman, lost his parents. You have Cyborg, lost his parents. You know what I'm saying? And then in the conversation portion of Zach and the actors, right? Freaking Zach says it. He says it right there, and he says it to Ray Fisher, like, you were the heart of my movie. You know what I'm saying? Like, no wonder that other piece of crap felt soulless. Like, he cut out the heart of the movie.
Right.
He stepped it up.
But that's the thing, though, right? So you get the scene with Superman being brought back to life was the second scene. Right? You get the apartment. You get the scene, which I'm curious to see what it is, right? When Martha shows up at Lois's apartment and they hug, is that the Lois called Martha and was like, I saw him?
Right, because you get that scene where Superman is just flying over.
He's floating over Metropolis.
Like he's just hovering.
Right? You get him stepping out wearing the black suit.
Right? And then, that scene where he's hugging them and he's got like normal lips.
Right, and a normal looking face. Yeah. Yeah, man. So, I mean,
right?
You
And
get
see Wonder Woman is still Wonder Woman, right? Batman is still Batman, right? The Flash, right? We get that scene with the Flash.
He's in the
right?
Speed Force.
When he's in the Speed Force, you know what I'm saying? And he's like trying to figure out what's going on. You know what I'm saying? And then you get the scene where he like he touches the window and it shatters because he's gonna save Iris West.
Yep.
Right.
And that scene was finished because
it was
originally when they released it, it was just kind of animation,
right?
Like the beginnings of animation. So, and you see where I guess he ran out of his shoes.
Yeah, I saw that. So, they probably burned, right?
Right.
They probably burned because like Zack Snyder says, like in his movie, the Flash is a quantum character, right? So he's in all places and spaces at the same time. And
right. So you get to see that.
Plays into that. Right.
What else
plays into that?
Right. You see Cyborg looks like he's digging Superman out.
Or maybe he's just pissed off about his parents.
But he was because he was in a cemetery, so we don't know if he was.
So either he's digging Superman out, or he is just like pounding the dirt because he lost both his parents, right? I mean, we'll have to wait and see on that one. But we see Cyborg like ram into that tank that was gonna squash the cop,
right? Oh, and you get to see a little bit of the scene because I remember reading that there's supposed to be a scene where the mother box is like trying to convince Vic to turn on the Justice League.
Yeah.
So they're like, oh, you could be with your parents, and you see him like moving,
moving around, and he's like fighting, and you see the Flash in the background, right? Yo, come on, next year.
The best thing he said, the best. And this was so exciting, but this is where I'm going to be very angry because you know what HBO is going to do, right?
No.
They're going to release them weekly.
Yeah.
Right? But 1-hour episodes, 4 parts. And he said they're also working on bringing it together so you could watch all 4 hours at one time if that's what you want to do.
He said that they'll probably do that for outside of the United States because HBO Max is not outside of the United States.
Nah, I'm pretty sure he was saying that they'd also release it in a 4-hour chunk. Not for outside the US. He said that they were working on distribution for outside the US.
Oh, maybe that's what you wanted to hear. Maybe I heard wrong.
But
because when I was watching it, I was also with I was texting you, and then I was also on Messenger with Zunjar out in India. So I'm watching it here. I'm giving you the play-by-play. He's watching it in India. We're going back and forth, geeking out.
Let's see.
So yeah, because he told me, no HBO Max in India. So I hope I get to see it.
Yeah. It's going to be, here it is. And I quote, it's going to be in 4 parts, 1 hour each, Snyder revealed. So 4 hours of Justice League is coming your way. We're going to work on a way of bundling it together at the end so you can watch it as a single film if that's the way you want to experience it.
I bet.
So, needless to say, 2021 is officially going to be our year. That's where COVID-3 comes out. We'll be locked away, so at least we'll have that to watch.
COVID-3? It's going to be a trilogy.
Part 2 is coming this fall. Season 2 is coming this fall.
Well, it's going to be after the presidential meteor hits, right?
That's right. So that's it. That was the big takeaway. We got to see the Snyder Cut trailer with even the Aquaman scene was originally in the original trailer, right. Never made its way to the movie.
And it was cut out of the movie because he was drinking.
Right?
That's how scared Warner Brothers back then were because he was drinking that whatever it was, the whiskey,
and listen, they gave us. What's funny though, you notice the trailer only gave us one Batman scene, and it gave us really just one Wonder Woman scene. The trailer was really more about Cyborg than anything else.
Yeah. The cut was more about Cyborg.
But that last scene though, where the Flash is like, this dude's gone to like hundreds of worlds, and he's like defeated them all, right?
Yo, and not us united, right? Because remember, the first thing that was brought out, the first campaign was Unite the Seven.
Right.
Right? So not us united. Yo. Two things before we go.
All right. Repent of your idolatry.
Huh?
Repent of your idolatry to all things DC. No, okay.
Nah, I'm good.
I'm not gonna tear down
I'm good because
my Batman and Wonder Woman statues are staying then.
I took my background off, my Hall of Justice, which was destroyed in the trailer.
The Apocalypse world.
How do we forget that? So in the Apocalypse like
nightmare
sequence that Batman had in BVS, it shows like the Earth was already terraformed. So when they show another scene of that, and you see all the terraformation and stuff, they show like the Hall of Justice in rubble, right? Like destroyed and in rubble. Yo, they showed the Hall of Justice. But anyway, I was not gonna say that. No idolatry because like Superman was raised in the South. He's Southern Baptist. That's the problem.
He wasn't raised in the South. He was raised.
He was raised in the Midwest. Sorry.
If anything, he was a Methodist or Lutheran.
I think actually he was no Baptist. He was raised Baptist. Maybe Methodist. Maybe Methodist. But anyway, he it's like Clark Kent's a Christian. Superman's a symbol of hope. Clark Kent's a Christian.
When he's Superman, he prays to the Kryptonian gods. When he's Clark Kent, he prays to Jesus.
As Superman, he prays to Rao, and as Clark Kent, he prays to Jesus. Right? So we good. We good.
No conflict.
Like no conflict at all. Man, you're making me forget the two things. Two things before we go. Number one. I told you that it was revealed in Fandome. They did two things. Right? Fandome, for me, and I'm gonna ask Jim Lee about this, but for me, Fandome was DC and Warner Media's way of easing us into the multiverse outside of the comic books, right? Because that was, everything from the design of Fandome, of Jim Lee's design, of all the different places and whatever, was multiverse. And multiverse, the word was used a lot yesterday, right? And they spoke about how, there's the CW world, there's the HBO Max world, there's the, right? That's why we have three Batmans at the same time. That's never been done before, outside of the comic books. Like we have three Batmans, four if you count the fake one from Batwoman, right? Hush, who became like the fake Bruce Wayne. So four if you count that one. But right now, at this moment in time, we have three Batmans because we have Battinson, we've got Batfleck, and we got Batman 89, right? We have Keaton's Batman.
You're missing one. Titans Batman.
5 Batman. That's right.
That's 4.
No, because of the one in Batwoman. Right? Because if we're going to add Titans Bruce Wayne, then we're going to add Batwoman's Bruce Wayne. Right? Because, he's not in a suit. So suited is 3 Batmans. But at the same time, right? In different universes. Because I think Battinson is in another universe. They mentioned, I think they clarified that yesterday, that Battinson is the Batman of another universe.
Right. So
So
right, because the rumor was that they were gonna retcon and then make Pattinson the DCEU Batman.
right, which might still happen because Flashpoint's still happening,
Right.
right? Or they just make Pattinson the Batman of the Joker universe.
Right.
Right? Like who knows? Because that's also another universe, and it hasn't been clarified which one it is. Right? So and number 2, which is like a special geek moment for me, and I told you this, that when they were talking about when they were clarifying multiverse, they were talking about multiverse, Jim Lee, Walter Hamada of Warner Media, and somebody else. Somebody else. They were talking about multiverse and explaining the multiverse and all that stuff. They brought it to our attention, and like I like did. Oh my God, that's so dope. That in the scene that they were able to put together where Ezra Miller's Flash and the CW Flash met, right? That everything that they said to each other was all improv, first of all. So respect to them, right? That was all improv. But also that in that scene was where Ezra Miller, where Ezra Miller's Flash, right? So Zack Snyder's Flash, that's where he got the name, The Flash. Right? So he never called himself The Flash before that. Right? So
he never did in the movie,
Yeah, it was never in the movie. Like, oh, you're fast. Oh, that's an oversimplification, whatever. But he was never called the Flash. So when they met, right, and Ezra Miller's Flash was like, oh, what's going on? What is this? He's like, I'm the Flash. He's like, the Flash? Oh, yeah. Like, it was like, oh, yeah, that's a great idea. That's a great name, right? And then, like, the whole multiverse is like, oh, I told Victor that this was a possibility. Like, whatever. Right? And who knows? Maybe in Flashpoint, he'll bring up having seen another Flash, right? And that his suit was like breathable and it was an armor and whatever. And that's how he tells Batman and he tells Bruce Wayne, and that's how Bruce Wayne, like, oh yeah, I can do that, and makes the suit.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, who knows? Because remember, they were admiring.
Maybe in Flashpoint.
No, that's what I'm saying. In Flashpoint.
Oh, yeah.
You know, because they were admiring each other's suit, right? So, wow, your suit looks so like breathable and like light. Right? So, like, who knows? But I thought that was a good little fun fact that that the CW Flash is the reason why Ezra Miller's Flash, the movie Flash, gets his name.
That's his name, the Flash.
Right. So.
Yeah, that works.
Right.
No, I mean, that's it. Well, it's exciting to see. You know, we got Titans coming up. Listen, if you haven't watched Stargirl, we haven't talked about it, but
yeah, we haven't talked about it, but we both are fans.
Yeah, I loved it. The way the show ended, the season ending was great. I love how they tied the story, right? They tied the story off, and then they just set a small couple of scenes for season 2.
For season 2, I also like the whole thing. I like that whoever wrote it, the writers are brilliant because they were able to balance like the fact that she's a bubbly 16, 17-year-old teenager, right, with all the heavy stuff from when she wears the suit. Then like she's this superhero, she's got all like life or death situations.
Right. And
they were able to do a good balance.
Yeah, and how they balance like her realizations that, oh, this isn't a game.
Right.
Which, when people actually get hurt and people actually die, and they're innocent people, right? Not the bad guy. So I like the I just like how they set up the characters. The only character I didn't really vibe with, I didn't really feel too much, was Dr. Midnight.
Yeah.
It was just, I get, okay, the goggles with the nerdy girl, but she was a weak person. You would think more spunk. Like, yeah, I'm gonna fight, you know, even if I'm not gonna win. But it was just kind of like, everything was like,
not even like, you know, the goggles could have like directed her, hey, punch here, hit there, like duck, all right.
Yeah.
You know, they could have done so much more with her, but she was just like, oh my. It was almost like they gave her a voice to her invisible friend.
Right. So, but other than, I mean, that's a nitpick, right? We don't know how that's. Hopefully, this character, you know, evolves.
And we don't know how they're gonna develop or evolve it.
But I thought it was, yeah, man. I really liked the show. A buddy of mine was talking to him. He was like, "Man, I quit watching. It was corny. I watched 2 episodes." I'm like, "Nah, dude, you gotta keep going with it. Like, it gets dark."
Yeah, I mean,
gets dark.
It's developing, right? So you have to give it, like with me, remember, like with Gotham, right? I gave Gotham, I think 5. No, I'm saying like I only watched 5 episodes first, and I was like, yeah, you know, for me, like by the 5th episode, there should be something. I was like, yeah, I'm not watching this. And then you told me that you were like, no, watch again, but start from season 2, and then so I was like, all right, because I mean, I trust your judgment, so I watched season 2, and then I watched 2 to the end. Like, forget season 1.
Season 1 was the whole season was them trying to figure out what they were doing. You know, I mean, that's most shows season 1. If a show season 1 is a freaking amazing, you got to worry about season 2.
Yeah, word.
Right.
It'd be like one of those British shows where it's only 1 season.
Yeah. So Stargirl, check it out if you haven't checked it out. We really liked it. It's on the CW or wherever else you could probably watch it.
Right. I'm wondering if Stargirl is going to be on. If they're going to keep it on the CW or they're going to move it to HBO Max.
They officially season 2 will be on the CW.
Oh, okay. Well, then there you go. I'm no longer wondering.
Yeah, season two will be on the CW. So that's.
You know what sucks? That a lot of these shows that were on DCU, outside of the States, they were on Netflix.
Right.
Right. So I wonder if they're gonna try to keep doing that or not.
Probably because HBO Max hasn't come out anywhere else.
Right.
I mean, I know they're going to be rolling it out here and there. So they might, once it ends on Netflix, they'll slide it over to HBO Max.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. So,
I mean, I don't know. I'm just thinking about, like, I'm honestly just really thinking about Zunjar out in India. It's like, I don't know how I'm gonna watch this because there's no HBO here.
Yep. So no, he'll listen. He'll definitely get an opportunity to watch it because they're gonna work out something with Netflix or whoever.
They have to, man. He's one of us.
So yeah, so we got that.
I gotta get him on an episode of the podcast so we could just nerd out.
The last tidbits. We got a Superman animated movie coming out, Man of Tomorrow.
Watch the trailer. It's amazing.
I the first time I watched the trailer, did not like it. The second time I watched the trailer, liked it a lot better. The animation threw me off.
Watch the trailer. It's amazing. Yeah, because it's all new. Remember?
Right. The animation threw me off.
It's all new. It's a whole new team, a whole new direction.
Well, no. From what I read, it was been confirmed. Man of Tomorrow is not kicking off the new DC animated universe.
Ooh, so that means something better is coming.
Something else.
Something else.
It was announced that they're coming out with The Long Halloween.
Parts 1 and 2.
Parts 1 and 2, which is one of the best the Batman has elements of that.
Right. But it's one of the top Batman stories.
Right.
Right. The Long
Halloween. They're coming out with I forget the title. It's a Batman movie, but it's gonna be set in the 70s. It's gonna have like Bronze Tiger. Bronze Tiger? No, what's his name? Yeah. Michael John
from the Suicide Squad?
Yeah. And some other characters, a lot of kung fu type stuff.
Oh, right. The Batman Got Soul movie. That's not what it's called. That's what I'm calling it. No, I don't think that's the Bronze Tiger. Dude, I think that's like a completely new character. like a Luke Cage ripoff.
Long Halloween. Hold up. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Oh, we got let's see here. Man of Tomorrow. Death of the Family is coming out.
Soul of the Dragon.
Lord of the Dragon. Death in the Family is coming out, where the first part of it
it's interactive.
You can pick what happens. And according to this,
that is such a weird thing to me. It's weird, but it's also awesome because you weren't a comic collector back then. But when Death in the Family was first happening, it was also interactive.
I know. I remember that part. I remember when it was a big deal. Like you call in to say like he lives or he dies.
No, but even before that, it was like, okay, what, like, oh, this happened. Call this number to pick what's going to happen next and what's going to happen next. And then it was, all right, the big one. Do we kill him? Or does Batman save him? Right? Shows you the depravity of the soul of people.
So you have Death in the Family, then you have Batman Soul of the Dragon, which is going to be set in a 70s style kung fu adventure that pairs Batman with Bronze Tiger, Lady Shiva, and Richard Dragon, voiced by Mark Dacascos.
Who could be like the live action version of him too, because he's such a badass as a fighter.
Yep. Then we got Justice Society, World War II.
That's right. Oh my God, that's gonna be so awesome.
New animated movie, and then Long Halloween. For the kids, DC Super Pets. It's coming out.
Kids are gonna love that.
And then we're looking at 2022, sometime in 2022, Lego Batman Dos. And there's a rumor. These are rumors, and they've been around for years. But the rumors is that Kevin Smith's Superman Lives script and J.J. Abrams' Superman Flyby might get the animated treatment. So that would be dope. So the animated stuff. And then the last thing I'll say about all of this is I was super excited when I read that Hamada said that the Joker, like these DC Elseworlds stories, that they want to make more, but it's up to what they get pitched and how good the pitch is for the story. Before they greenlight them. So you know how they did the Joker.
Yeah.
Right? It's under Elseworlds, really. So he's saying, yeah, we'll do more of those depending on the stories that are brought to us. They got to be good stories, right? Which I thought was great because the fear is, right, the Joker did so well. Let's just start churning out, these different movies. So I thought it was dope that they're still going to do those, but they're really going to make sure that they're really, really compelling stories for those DC Elseworlds. The DC Elseworld universe of movies. So that's it. That's all I got. What you got, Jay?
No, I'm over here wondering whatever happened to the New Gods movie.
That's still. I think it's in early pre-production. Right? They might still be working on the script.
And the Nightwing movie. And we haven't heard anything about the Nightwing movie again.
I thought they shelved that. Yeah, I think they shelved it.
No, according to here, it says that film may not release for several more years since McKay was hired to direct Dungeons and Dragons for Paramount Pictures.
Well, they never really had anything for that. I think they were still trying to work up a script for a night.
According to this, Chris McKay, right, Lego Batman guy, right, we knew that. But the script was good from somebody called Bill Dubuque, the guy who wrote the Ozark series for Netflix.
Okay.
But
who knows? Because remember, they didn't talk about the Green Lantern TV show.
They didn't talk about They didn't talk about any of the TV shows, the developing TV shows. They didn't talk about Green Lantern. They didn't talk about Strange Adventures. They didn't talk about Justice League Dark, right? But from my understanding, Fandome was split into 2 parts. So maybe that'll happen in the next part.
That's it. So let's.
I think it's going to be, the second part is going to be either next month or in October. I'll hold on. Let's leave with that. All right. Part event, part 2 on September 12th.
Okay. Oh, we forgot they did talk about they're already working on Aquaman 2.
That's right. And I've read somewhere that they're gonna do a spin-off based on the Trench.
Right.
That is something that's pretty interesting. If James Wan does it, who apparently seemingly likes to do horror movies, then it should be good. Right. So Saturday, September 12th is part 2 of Fandome, and it's titled Explore the Multiverse.
So that's it.
Ooh, so that could be it. Maybe that's when they'll talk about it, because I was looking forward to hearing about Green Lantern, the Green Lantern Corps.
But talk about a show that could be done all green screen.
Womp womp. So that's it.
Just in space.
That's it. As always, bring a little Jesus in this. Jesus loves you. I made you special, and he loves you very much.
So I'm gonna leave you with this. I'm gonna leave you with the verse of the day from the Bible app, because it's very apropos to today's climate. So
Okay.
Proverbs 15:1. A gentle answer deflects anger, but harsh words make tempers flare. I think that's something we should all remember
That's right.
when we're talking.
So all the Marvel fans out there that are hating on us right now, remember.
A gentle answer deflects. No, that's the DC fans need to remember. A gentle answer deflects anger.
A gentle answer. That's true.
Harsh words.
So I'm saying when the Marvel fans come at you, remember a gentle answer.
That's right. Or anybody.
We got to show that we're better. Right? But also don't forget to keep Obed in prayer.
Prayer.
Right? Keep us in prayer. Keep us in prayer. And next week we'll be coming with regular content.
With something special. All right. So as always, thank you for joining us. If you're watching this on the YouTubes, please subscribe. If we're subscribed on Spotify, Apple, all the places.
Ring that bell.
You can go to theoverflowpodcast.com. And then from there, you can link to all the different podcasts, places.
And yes, we will have the trailers up.
All the trailers will be there. Matter of fact, I'm going to go watch them now before I go to bed.
I wanted to, but I'm going to have to do that downstairs.
But yeah, so that's it. Thanks for joining us as always. I'm Joaquin.
I'm still Jay.
Hey, peace till next week.
Thanks for listening. Remember to go to theoverflowpodcast.com to subscribe to the podcast on all streaming platforms and catch up on all the links of the week. And don't forget to follow our playlist on Spotify.